Uphold is ready to use Flare's tech in order to provide XRP yield to their customers. And when I say customers, it's at least 10 million of them. What is going on, everybody? It's King Karan with another Flare content for you guys. And this video is packed up with a lot of things. So guys, I hope that you guys are ready because I'm about to spill out a lot of things in this video. So let me start straight with this video showing you that the COO of Uphold is going to do certain things with DeFi. What that will be, well, I'll show you.
You mentioned at the beginning of the show the idea of earning yield and then also being able to go into DeFi. We've had Flare on our show here talking about that with Hugo directly. The power of what it's done to XRP in terms of taking idle assets, putting them into DeFi, and being able to really expose this with the partnership with Flare. First of all, explain how it works, and then how do you guys actually implement it to where we can get yield and do all sorts of DeFi tools?
Yeah. Yeah, so we've been working with the Flare team as they've been evolving what they do. And for your listeners who aren't quite aware, Flare is bringing DeFi capabilities to XRP. Flare has solved the problem of, okay, we need some way to deploy your XRP in order to do things that will generate a yield or generate liquidity. And so the first step that we're doing at Uphold is allowing a user to take their XRP and to mint FXRP, which is the version of wrapped XRP on the Flare network. Once we have that, then we're going to build different protocols or different ways to deploy that FXRP to start to earn a yield. There's a lot of very interesting products out there that are really just building in this space. So there's a product called Firelight. Firelight provides DeFi insurance protocols, but they need FXRP in order to run that. So we're working with them to be one of the places where you can deploy FXRP. We're also looking at borrow and lending protocols. That's probably one of the most common areas that people use to generate a yield on DeFi. So we're looking to integrate those borrow and lending protocols that exist both on Flare, but also in adjacent ecosystems tied around XRP.
Man, if this doesn't make you feel excited, I don't know what else I can show you, man. I don't even know. Because the fact that at least 10 million of these users on Uphold will get introduced by Flare's tech, the fact that they can earn yield, just like on the Examine wallet, also with a couple of clicks, should tell you enough. And it's also legal in the United States. It's one of the few exchanges that is legal in the United States, and they are going to explore DeFi by implementing Flare's tech with Firelight also on top of that, because they already have the tech where they can turn XRP into FXRP, but obviously if you hold FXRP, you cannot do much with that. So in order to make your customers earn yield, you cannot just give it to them by just holding FXRP. You need to turn that into STXRP. And that is why they need to create some protocols in order to make that happen too. So eventually it's going to happen automatically. So I'm going to have a whiteboard session explaining to you what is actually happening behind the scenes. Because when you are a user and you have your phone right here, and you're just clicking on earning yield, well, I want to show you what is happening behind the scenes in order for you to be bullish, even more bullish on Flare. So here we go. So welcome everybody to another whiteboard session. And in the last whiteboard session, you guys were telling me that I had to get new markers because that one was finished already. When I was drawing, you could barely see anything. So I've listened to you guys. I bought a brand new marker for you guys to get the full whiteboard experience without any trouble. So let's go. What you guys need to understand is that Flare is a layer 1, right? What is happening on this layer 1 is obviously that Flare has smart contract capabilities. that is happening on the layer 1. You have these oracles, and I would just draw some balls. That's kind of what I think when I'm talking about oracles. It picks up data from Web 3 and Web 2. So from the internet, can be any other website. And Web 3 is obviously blockchain, transactions, anything you can name on Web 3. And then it beams on the layer 1. So this is Flare's layer 1. And you have another layer on top of that. And this is Firelight. This is the security layer for DeFi. This is institutional graded. This has been curated for institutions to finally use DeFi with security. And obviously, Firelight has STXRP that is also on Flare's layer 1, because you can turn this asset into FXRP, you can turn this into RepFlare, because this STXRP asset is existing on Flare's layer 1. So if you hold this, you can automatically earn yield. And if you understand that, let's go to the third layer. The third layer is Uphold. And Uphold is a centralized exchange. It will eventually let people turn their XRP into FXRP. And then we will move to STXRP. And just like the COO of Uphold was saying, they already got this tech, but they need to release some protocols in order to make this step. So once you understand this, you also need to understand that once you are going to earn yield with Firelight, it might be 8%. I don't know, but let's just guess. But on Uphold, when a customer wants to earn yield with their XRP, right, that customer might get 6%. Because this decentralized exchange wants to make 2%, as an example. So there is a business model happening here for every single centralized exchange, because they are providing their customers yield, right? STXRP, they're actually holding STXRP, but they cannot see it. Their XRPs has been turned into FXRP, and then they obviously need the protocol to turn that into STXRP. So then they earn 6%, and then they take 2%, while if you do it by yourself on DeFi, you can earn 8%. But you have all of these people who are not really into DeFi, they just want to earn yield by just clicking on a button, they get 6%. And Uphold is taking 2%. And it's not just going to be Uphold, guys. It's going to be Binance, Kraken, Crypto.com. You have so many exchanges who are interested in doing this model, where you have STXRP existing on Flare's layer 1. You have Firelight, the platform that actually does the whole yield earning thing with obviously a security layer for institutions. And then you have Uphold, a centralized exchange, making sure that the regular customers can earn yield. But like I said, they can only make less, because the centralized exchanges want to make some. While if you did some research and you did it directly on Firelight, or you're doing it with other different things on Flare's layer 1, you can make more. So that should tell you enough that you should also research what is happening on Flare in order to make more percentages, rather than you just being a regular customer that obviously gets less, because they're going to make money also from this thing. So I hope that this is clear. Flare's layer 1, everything is happening on Flare's layer 1. You have FXRP, obviously, that is all obviously existing on Flare's layer 1. A lot of other assets, including STXRP. Smart contracts obviously are executing on Flare's layer 1. oracles are beaming, getting data from Web 2, Web 3, beaming it on Flare's layer 1. And then you have a layer on top of that called Firelight. And then obviously you have these centralized exchanges who are going to utilize this whole system. And just like I said, guys, this is not just only going to be for Uphold. This is going to be for multiple exchanges. So it's not just only going to be 10 million users. There are going to be hundreds of millions of users who will be introduced by Flare's tech. And what will happen with the demand on Flare? And obviously also with the Flare token. As you have a tweet over here from XR Poppy Crypto, shout out to that guy, also part of the Flare community. He was asking Hugo Filion any timeline on the tokenomics proposal. And Hugo Filion responded with details, details, details. The technical team are working out what an implementation would look like if a governor's vote were to pass. It will come and it will be extremely radical. He is again using the word radical. Like this guy is, it almost feels like he's threatening us. He's like threatening us for the people who are still waiting on the sidelines to buy Flare. I just have that feeling like, hey, can I still buy Flare below 1 cent, Hugo? like, but that shows that Hugo is using the word radical a couple times already. This is not the only time that he has been using the word. I mean, regarding the FLR utility proposal, he has been using that word like 2 times already or 3 times. And there is something that he knows that we don't yet. Okay. And when he is excited about something, oh boy, he is seeing something that is massive. Because Hugo is not the guy that is just hyping things up just like that, like I'm announcing a announcement, guys, on Monday. Like he's not the guy like that. If he is excited about something, I think we should be ready, man. And it's not just only going to be FLR will be used for little fees, or the data that comes in, we're just going to make sure that it's a little bit more fees that we will require or something like that. I think a lot more utility will be added in different ways on the Flare network, but especially when a minting is happening from XRP to FXRP. Because once more utility will be added to Flare, the demand that is coming. I mean, we already have Examine already opening their faucet. You will have Uphold opening their faucet. A lot more exchanges are going to open their faucet. Then the demand of Flare is going to skyrocket. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this content. Make sure to like, subscribe, and don't forget to put something down below. Let me know what you think about this video, and I'll see you guys next time.